we go. I love how this turned out. Perfect edges. Took me about 10 minutes to get those edges cut just right. Took my time with it. I love how that satin finish matches up with the leather over here. Really nice. Also, really love how the letters are cleaner, more defined, and not so bright and in your face. So even during daylight, still totally visible, which is awesome. For today's video, I have a bunch of pieces over here. We've got dark stealth, mid stealth, mid smoke, and some of that sweet honeycomb, which we're not obviously going to be doing on the shifter, but I'm thinking dark stealth. That'll mute down the brightness of that shifter and also give it that cool look. Alright, so first things first, we got this lit up so we can see what it looks like. I have my 2015 plus Dodge Challenger taillight overlay. We're going to cut a slice off big enough to do this job. And this is just to give you guys an example of if you want to do it with gloss, how much of a difference it's going to make when you lay the gloss on. Now, I'm not going to cut the gloss piece or waste my time with that, but I just want to give you an example of what that's going to look like when you lay it down. All right, there we go. I'm not going to put a ton of effort into cutting this. Just want to get it laid in so you guys can see what kind of difference it makes. But it makes, look at that. There's your P, ridiculously bright. There's your P, back to normal. I kind of like it. If you guys want to keep that gloss look, dark smoke, you can still see the letters super clear even during daylight. But look at that. Huge difference right there between dark smoke and nothing. Alright, so now we're going to try putting on the Stealth LightWrap. See how, if that makes it look better, worse, or what? Let's see. Oh, I like that so much better. Holy crap. Look at that. It totally sharpens the letters. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I thought it would blur the letters, being that it was a stealth and it would diffuse the light. But to me, it totally sharpened the letters. This is awesome. Alright, so we're going to do a quick clean down. You can clean inside all the little nooks and crannies here. Try not to get too much of that alcohol on the pad. Alright, we got time lapse going on here at 3x speed. So what you see me doing here is I've got the Luxe Stealth LightWrap. I've got it cut with a nice straight line, and I am using that line to bring up against the leather of the shifter and kind of roll it over the edge of the plastic. This allows me to make a perfect seam between the plastic and the leather without ever having to get a knife near that leather. Here I'm going to make a few relief cuts. This allows the vinyl to rest a little bit and allows me to pull it in any direction I need to kind of lay it down. This here is one of my favorite tools. It's a small tucking tool. It's got a really sharp but soft tip on it. Allows me to tuck that vinyl really deep into the crevice between the shifter clear plastic and the body of the shifter. This here is a 30-degree vinyl blade, and it is super thin and super sharp. Allows me to stick the knife into that little crevice and ride the line. Now this here is really delicate work, so you don't want to be using like a sheetrock cutter and a Sawzall to get this done. You want to kind of get the right tools so you don't make a mistake and slice up your interior. The good news is these tools are really inexpensive. I'll put a link in the description below to both of them, but definitely go for a really super sharp fine blade for this job, because that crevice there is really small, and if you have a sharp blade you can get that vinyl cut perfectly where you can't tell there's vinyl on there at all. Another important thing to think about is get everything out of your way. So you'll see here I've got the airlift controller in my way. So we're going to pull out the Pro Clip, get rid of that airlift controller, and now we got plenty of room to finish up the job. Now in my opinion, the Luxe Stealth LightWrap looks the best on the shifter handle. not only does it look really good when the letters are lit up, but it also looks really good when the whole thing is turned off, and that stealth or matte finish kind of matches up with the leather next to it. So, I mean, this is my personal preference, but you can go with gloss or stealth, whatever you want. Alright, and don't forget, another important process is to post-heat your vinyl. Get all the vinyl memory out. Now, you want to be very careful while you're post-heating this vinyl because you don't want to heat up that leather or damage the leather. And then we go ahead and give it one last tuck, and we're done. Alright, so in addition to the blades and the tucking tools, I'm going to put a link to the Luxe LightWrap in the description below. I actually spoke to Luxe and I had them put up some small samples so you guys can pay a couple bucks for a little piece of light wrap instead of having to buy a big roll or half a roll, you know, to do just this tiny little job. Also keep in mind, if you buy their taillight tint kits for the Challenger, that extra piece that they give you inside there is big enough to do this shifter handle. So just keep that in mind. If you're buying a taillight kit anyway, you're going to get that extra piece and you can do this job with it. Anyway, listen up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please gently press that like button. If you're stopping by for the first time, check out my other content and consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.